Chapters.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Friday, end of the week, and we're looking at, on this 12th day of November, the Dow up 80 at 36,000, just under 36,000. It's had a big pullback from that doji candle on Monday at 36,565. One of the only reasons that I had for having subscribers start short position right there is because although the MACD was strong, the stochastic was just pulling back a little bit, but it was still very strong up in the 90% area. On-balance volume was overbought. That was a clue. The relative strength was pretty good. Now it's pulling back, but it was pretty good. 9-period was way over the 14-period moving average. So it was just a chap wave notation, little doji candle, and the 120-minute chart possibly going to peak F or a peak G. And if it turned down from there, we would start to see at least a near-term pullback and consolidation. That's exactly where we are. But to get this 9-period moving average under the 14 to really get some kind of a sell mode rather than just a little sell signal, you need to see, and I'd said this before, 35,850, 35,780, somewhere around there. And probably on a closing basis before that 9 actually turned down and crossed negative underneath the 14-period moving average. So I've been calling this at least the starter attempt at trying to identify some kind of a reversal. And if you time it well, it gives you a cushion. That's all I look for subscribers. When we are trying to time things, and timing's really important. I mean, for instance, today I had a position that we wanted to go long, missed it by a few cents, and now it's up about 2%, 3%. Hey, that's the way it goes. But if you're able to time it, it just gives you all I'm looking for always is a cushion. Because if you're doing something, if you have a subscription service, you make your call. I don't want to go chasing intraday, this and that, and that. I like to make one call, and that's about it. And if I have to do an update once in a while, I do the update, but I try to make that rare for my subscribers to my opening call. Oh, incidentally, before I forget, I'm liable to forget, so I'll say it right now. On Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I'll be the guest host and guest speaker on a Zoom platform for the Boston Investors Group, BIG. So if you want to find out anything about it, just go to just Google Boston Investors Group, and you'll see the notification there. And you can sign up and just join. And I'll give all details to subscribers over the weekend, and Monday I'll mention it, and Tuesday again I'll give you details. But you can just go to the Boston Investors Group, BIG. It's also the Investors Daily group. Of this, my part of it is for the Boston Investors Group. So it's a lot of fun. And what's really nice for me is that every day I give you the overview and all that. But here I get asked questions because quite a few people they do fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis. So I get asked questions just out of the blue that most of us we don't deal with here, and I have to on the spot kind of envelop just put my knowledge together to be able to give an answer that I think is credible. So that's going to be important for me. All right, let's just do a couple of things here. I wanted to show you. I'll go through these a little quicker now. The S&P was, in fact, a little stronger than the Dow, even though it made a peak two doji candle tops at 4718.50 starting Friday a week ago, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday today. Narrow range so far, just up 8 at 46.57. Oh, what I meant to do, and I'll do this right now because I'm going to be, as I've got a lot of questions that I wanted to answer. One on the VIX. I hope I remember to do that. But let me just say that for the Dow, any day within the next week, any session that closes below 35,850 suggests strongly that the rotational correction on the shorter term is unfolding. any push in the Dow above 30, close above 36, I would have to say 36,370-ish. Just is a little difficult to give you the exact figure right now, but somewhere around 3670, where I would have to consider we've had just a week's worth of consolidation that we're going to be going higher. So just make it as simple as possible. In the S&P, the numbers to look at here are any close below 46.27. That's underneath the 14-period moving average. I'm going to make it 46.25. 46.25 suggests we are getting into a deeper part of this short-term consolidation, and we'll have to deal with it that way because the weekly chart so far is very close, and I'm going to suggest that today we get peak E in the weekly chart up against the resistance. I don't see anything that should trigger a rally about 47.18.50. It can happen, but I don't see it right now. You see the Chapman wave inside. This is a technique, and since this is Technical Friday where we do a little bit more in-depth work with the Chapman wave methodology, somewhat what I do with all those webinars that I've got on for those subscribers to my opening call. Look at this. We've got that Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. Bam, it touches it, and then it pulls back. So we're watching this very closely for the weekly chart, but you'll see what happens. And the MACD has crossed positive. It's not strong, but it's crossed positive. 9 is way above the 14-period moving average. The stochastics at 93%. That is terrific. And the on-balance volume is pulling back. So all I can say is that on a very short-term basis, this is part of some kind of a consolidation. Leg B in the monthly. I've said that for months and months and months. Okay, now let's go on to the QQQ NDX 100. That's only up 70 cents at 391.30. Now I say only because there are some leaders there that are just not responding very well. Let me just do this very quickly. I was asked about VUSI before I forget. Let me just do this. VUSI is trading up 64 cents at 13.47. It's stuck in a range between just over 14 and 12.20 is the support. It's trading 13.48 up 65 cents. It's in the middle of this range. The technicals, the MACD is good, 9-period over the 14, really fabulous. Stochastics struggling at 66%. I don't like that too much. But the on-balance volume is a little overbought, but acting very well. Relative strength is not bad. And the weekly chart is suggesting for the first time that VUSIX core, I can't remember what they did. I did look it up once, but in the den I was asked about this. This is a leg A in the weekly chart, probably a leg B today because I don't see it going above last week's high of 13. The reason why I'm mentioning this is above 14.39 is because this particular pattern is something we've seen in quite a few stocks. I just thought, hey, Technical Friday, let me talk about that. And I was asked about it. So yes, acting very well in a high-level consolidation. Nice green candles, but they get obliterated when the red candles take over. Big candles. This is a $14 stock. It has huge moves, percentage moves intraday. So I like it. If you're long, stay long. If you're long from anything under 1160, stay long. At this particular point, if you're looking to go long, you could nibble right here at 1352. Just a nibble. I think it's in a digestive phase. It might have one quick pullback to the 13, 20, 13, 10 area. But at this point, it's acting quite nicely. I'll be back in a moment. We want to continue because the IWM, the Russell 2000 small caps, is up 50%, 239.60, down below the 244.46 all-time high of 5 days ago.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, we're back, and let me just do this. So I'm going to include everything as I'm talking. So the crude oil is, I think that we made some kind of a top back on the 25th of October at 85.41. I think we went short via the SCO, the 2 times short crude oil, and we had some nice success, and we got stopped out with a smaller profit than we had on our shorter takeoff. So we still had nice gains, but I think that was some kind of a top, more like a short-term top than just a near-term top, because we stuck down in the below 85.41 at 80.86, not going anywhere yet so far, but I do think later on it's going to have a nice pop to the upside. But you've got a peak in the daily, you've got a peak D/B in the weekly, and a leg D in the monthly back at the 85s level that it was at back in 2015, was it? Let me see. 2018, 85.65 in the continuous contract, October high, and then it plummets down to 7.61. Has a little bit of a rally, over a 10-fold rally to the 85.41, just underneath the previous high. I don't know how many times this happened lately over the last year. In fact, we've seen prices make V-shaped recoveries and just get within pennies of the other one. So now what we're looking at is a question came in about Basil. I bought this stock, what is it, SWN. SWN, I actually had been doing work on this SWN. I'm not sure if it's in my list, but it was one of the energy stocks in the single digits that I was looking at. And it's trading right now at 5.30, down up 4 cents. So I bought the stock at 4.88 as a play on energy, and it had a nice move up yesterday with volume. I entered with a small position and had planned on adding to it if and when it showed a sign of strength. It is in a retirement portfolio that I'm trying to build with stocks from each sector. I would like to know your thoughts on this longer term. I'm new to your newsletter, but appreciate all that you do every day. For listeners, have an awesome day. And he quotes Dave White. Sell when you can, not when you have to. I love that one too. Yeah. So, okay. I also love that one, Dave. So what we're looking at here is within the context of, let's skip this because this is in Southwestern Energy. It made a high just under $6 back in late September. And then it pulls back sharply, but then it tries to rally and starts to make lower highs and lower lows. But you've just seen for the first time the MACD cross positive. The 9-period moving average today has gone to a positive crossover. The stochastic's lousy at 41%, but it is trying to turn up. On-balance volume is just nowhere in sight. It's just at the lows. So if this is for a longer-term portfolio, and I did call the last peak a peak F rather than an F/B, because at that point the technicals were still strong. Now I have to kind of revisit that and say, well, this is a gray peak A right here in the weekly chart, and that's around about May. So around October. It's the weekly chart, so that would be October the week of the 29th. I like it as a peak C. So if you're looking at longer term, the most important thing is it's sort of stuck. It has been stuck between the 530s and the 470s. And it's treated the 480 to 470 area as a springboard to pop up, but not to actually move higher, but to pop up. And all I'm saying is that I love everything about it, that you're going to different sectors and you're finding stocks. I know I did some, I wish I could remember. I did some work on Southwestern Energy. I just, at the moment, I can't do that right at the moment because I've got something else up here that I was asked about. And I'm looking at that. So I like the chart. I like the fact that it's, and where would you, if you just recently added at 488 and now it's 529, yep, that's 40, 50 cents. So that's like a 10% appreciation. What I am going to say is I would think at this particular point that in this area of the 529s, if you're going to add for the long term, I don't want to go day by day just adding. What I'm going to say to you is, this is kind of the area. I've drawn in a channel. It's at the channel resistance right now. If it's able to get to the 543 area, it's going to suggest that in a slow motion move, it's going to make its way back into the 580 or the high of 596 double top on the 27th and 28th of September. So I don't want you just to, because we're looking at it today, it's a nice green candle, say, oh, this is great, let's add to it here. I'm not sure that's the way I want to do it with this particular stock, but I would tell you this. I would split a new position into just a small entry right here at 528, right now, this very second, and then I'd wait and I'd put the other parts. In other words, I would say yes, but split the next one up over a week or two, so you could go right in now with a little bit. And I'm not going to say give a stop because we'll look at it over the next few days, but you got to have, it's long term. You have to have time more than price, because it's holding it's turned the 5 to 480 area into huge support. You don't want to see it back into that. So I'm saying, Joe, start your position 528. This is a split position that whatever you were going to do for your next tranche, this is a smaller part. And then next week sometime we'll look at it again and see when you add the next one for your next position in this longer term play. I do think correctly that you're correct in thinking of this as something that's making higher highs and higher lows in the energy sector. Energy is here to stay. So, yeah. Okay. Next question I had was, where did it go? Where did that go? Was that in the den? Yes. Victor's not online, but he wanted to know about BITO. Wow. Victor, you really do like to trade these. I hope this is the one. BITO. BI market summary. So this is BITO. ProShares Bitcoin strategy, BITO. ProShares would be 2 times, I think 2 times long. Is that long? Should you buy the ProShares? ProShares. Somebody help me. But BITO is, I'm just trying to find, so 2 times. The ProShares Bitcoin strategy ETF, BITO is an exchange-traded fund that tracks the price of Bitcoin cryptocurrency. Less fund. Yeah, I don't know the details about this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up here, BITO. We'll look at it as a chart and say, okay, what's next? Okay, BITO is pulled back sharply. It's at 40. Just 3 days ago, it was at 44. You know, I don't know anything. I don't know enough about this. I do not want to talk out of turn. But what I am going to do is, if it's related to the Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is in the process of making a high-level consolidation. I think the upside, just for the moment, is a little bit. There's a lot of resistance in the 67 to 68,000 area. I'm also 60 to 69, I should say, 69,353 to 69,900s. It could pop once over, but I think that we're making some kind of a shorter-term top, and that's the reason. So I'm just going to say, if you're in this 2 times long, if it's 2 times long, this is not the time to be looking at it. Let's look at it again, and let's see if this volume is. It doesn't look like a very well-traded vehicle. So I'm going to say, and the question came up as well, because I look at Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum's made a peak F top in the daily. I do think that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the GBTC fund are going to be pulling back a bit here. I'll be back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading market and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. So let me just do a couple of things. On technical before I'd like to do some the 10-minute, 5-minute, 2, whatever it is, and the E-mini. So the E-mini made a beautiful cup formation right here. It made a high with a doji candle. I love dojis at D's and E's and F's. Right there at 1950, 750 on the 11th. That was in the evening. That was at 46.58.25, and it made a beautiful cup formation right down to the low that was made. I think after the bell yesterday on the 12th. Yeah. at 46.43. Whoa, today's the 12th. So what time was that? 4:40 this morning. At 43.75. Peak A, peak B, peak C. In the Chapman wave, we're always looking for at least a D in a buy mode. That should take you from a buy signal to a buy mode and should take you to at least a D. What did we get? We peak C, D, and then a quick snap to the upside where? Just above that high that was made back on the 11th at 46.58.25. We went to a high today of round number 46.59 and then came tumbling down to the 45.46 area, spike up to the 46.54s, and now pulling back, digesting gains. Just a real struggle. And we're looking at, and that was a peak, beautiful peak E at 9:15 this morning. A little doji candle right there at the 46. Is that the 46.59 high right there? I think it was. Yeah, right there. It's at 9:20 a.m. Eastern time. Pulls back sharply, and then it's gone peak A, peak B. Let me just finish this up here because I was doing the show, and I had a meeting, and I got back just in time. Peak C, peak D, and then a peak E right there. Now we've pulled back sharply from that peak E, but the MACD is still quite good. So it says there's some internal strength there for the moment. All right, enough with that. Oh, I want you to show you. Let's go to Rivian, IPO, RIVN, Rivian. And it had, look at this, in the 10-minute chart, had a nice, it opens and then it pulls back sharply and goes to the 95 area. I think it was 95. So right there, 95.28 was the low at 2:20 in the afternoon on the 10th. And then it starts peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. And then a quick E, pulls back, makes the cup formation. The same thing we just saw, and exactly the same thing in the E-mini 10-minute chart. And then what did it do? It gapped up this morning, pops to 135.20, pulls back, and now I can draw this as part of the technique that I like to show right there. I'm calling this a peak F for now, but I should give it an alternate count. Just didn't have time to do that. So that's peak A, peak B, peak F/C. Can I go to a D? Well, maybe, but I think that this is just something to watch. We'll be back in a moment. And let me just go back to the E-mini because that's what we're really focusing on, ESZ21. Got it. Okay. Now, a couple of things I want you to do here. Here we're going to go to the questions. So a question I had was on the semiconductor. So I'm not sure if that was a question in the den. VZ is Verizon. Look at Verizon on a monthly now at 50% FIBO. Gee, I don't know. I don't quite get that. But that's an arch formation in the... and the reason why I've not, for subscribers, got a dividend stock in the communications, which used to be your secure bet, is nothing secure anymore in that area. It turns out that the multinational oils are actually much better. So Verizon's down 10 cents, 52.53, just looks a lousy chart. And now let me just go back. Yeah, I haven't finished the crude oil. Just want to say crude oil, I'm going to put it together with natural gas. Crude oil is in a sideways movement so far, making lower highs and lower lows. But natural gas, look at this. Natural gas, at this time of the year, you would expect that natural gas seasonality, am I wrong? Is this not where you start to see natural gas start to move up? No. It's moving down at 4.96. Stuck in range, peak F in the daily, peak G in the weekly, and peak B in the monthly. All I can say is that at some point you're going to see natural gas move into the 5.83 area. It should hold, and if it gets to 5.83, it can hold for a whole week at closing price. Then finally you're going to see that move up towards the sixes. But right now it's not doing very much. Let's do this real quickly because we have DBA, which is the DB Agricultural Fund. We have it in the 13s. It's trading in the 19s right now. This is called, I'm calling this a leg C. There cannot be an alternate count right now. Leg C. Finally, it bumped right through, pushed right through the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. I'm calling this in the weekly F, but it might be a recycle, but at least I don't have to worry about it now because it's the daily chart that's still only in C, where he's looking for at least a D. Monthly has gone to a D, and this is saying, and this is so fascinating. Look at this. The grains have been all over the show in the last month, but now look, corn, continuous contract. Very nice peak D and a little V-shaped pattern trying to get back there. But look, here's the rectangle formation that can last a lot longer than your patience is saying at 574. You want to see 588 to 593 on a closing daily basis to say that really helps the weekly chart. So far, really good action, but not great action because it hasn't broken out on the weekly chart. Look at soybean continuous contract, trading up 7 right now, but it's in the lower range of the dreaded H. It failed for one session. The second session went above the left side high. That's good, and says there could be a rally, and it could go to the next icon, a candle, doji candle gap, or a moving average, and that says it could go from 12.29 right now. If it manages to close above that big spike up and down from Tuesday, I think it was, with a high of 12.08 and a half, that can't be 12.08. It has to be 12.40 and 3/4. If it's able to get into the 12.48 area anytime next week, doesn't have to close, just has to get there. It says, great, that's going to help the MACD and stochastic, and it should make higher highs and higher lows, at least in the shorter term. Let's do corn. Corn is trading up, same as the, wheat. Instead of wheat, I did corn. Sorry, wheat. I'm starting again. Wheat is trading at 8.15 and 3/4, up 3 1/4. It's in a leg F/B. Very nice. There's the V-shaped pattern that held beautifully the 14 and 9 moving average, acting as a propellant. Boom! It goes to the upside. I could draw a trend line right here, make it easy. Technical Friday. Let's do everything technically we can to explain what I'm looking at. It just popped out of it a little bit. Now it's back in. And now it's in the inside track. There it is. Repellent zone. It's trying to break through. And if it does get to 832 to 835, that's really important. That's only a leg C in the weekly, leg F in the monthly. Now let's just really quickly review this again. So soybeans in the lower range. We just did that. And corn is the one I did before. That's the V-shaped pattern that says holding beautifully the 9 and 14 period moving averages. MACD is good, not great, but good. Stochastic's not good at 60, but it's okay. It's at 60%, but I prefer it over 80. On balance volume is good. So if it can break out, it'll have the same pattern as the other with a successful V-shaped. I love V-shaped patterns when they break to the upside because you're doing it in time and price. You go down and then quickly up. That's momentum to the upside. Cup means it's taking more deliberate. It can still break out, but I have different connotations. So that's there. And real quickly, sugar right now. Sugar is in leg D. It could pull back a little bit, but it's had a very nice. It's fine. I do want to talk about the VIX index. As soon as we return, the VIX right now is at 17, pull back 66 cents. Basil, Chapman, Tigers, ignition hour, dials down, up 27.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi folks, we're back. So let's just go here. I was looking at which is Unity right here. Unity Software. Just a fantastic company. We keep missing an entry point here. U is trading at 187.40, up 5.26. Made a leg D yesterday. It'll be a peak D if there's no new recovery, a new all-time high today. But I said this is acting really well. It is leg D. You can start to expect some kind of a sideways consolidation here. But wow, look at this left side price, the right side cup formation price. I drew this in. we just didn't get it. Look at that breakout, and I am calling this, at least for now, in the weekly chart, a leg F. It's either an A or an F. I'm calling it an F for now, and a leg B in the monthly. Fabulous. No, I don't know what to say. It's just great action. I should have just closed my eyes and said, subscribers, grab it. Now it's just a little late. Talking about grabbing it, I'm sorry, subscribers. I'll tell folks now what I want you to do. I said for today that in my opening call newsletter, because we've actually raised some cash, we're looking to buy coming up, whenever we get that opportunity. I wanted to buy, I said, GPR, a GoPro trading in the 1040s. Start along under 10.40 using a minus 0.30 initial stop. See chart and comments. Well, GoPro, I'd liked it. Actually, it was mentioned to me over the weekend, and I thought, we've had it before, just briefly, and then we didn't have it for a long time, and it really took a tumble from the high 13s down to the 9s, maybe just the high 8s, and then it was holding very nicely, and then it gapped up, and then I thought, let's see how it consolidates. It was consolidating, and yesterday had a great move, and I said, so let's buy it under 10.40, and today's low was 10.47, and it's trading now at 10.94. Missed it, and I still like it, but now I don't know what to do because we've lost that edge in the flexibility of having it pull back and then have that cushion. We won't have a cushion. We could get it now if I think it has broken the weekly resistance. And this is a tough one, GoPro, but I think it's in play. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like a Kathy was, I don't know. I have no idea. But this is kind of, what she likes is stuff that's really been successful before, had a pretty major pullback. And remember, GoPro, if you think of GoPro, it's like some of those stocks that that almost like, in a sense, just chart-wise, almost like the Bitcoin stocks from early on. And as they came out, as they became recognized, they screamed to a high. And then that high was, in this case, the high October of 2014 at 98.47. Had a little bit of a pullback. It just kept coming down and down, 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 down. Did the dreaded H and turned and couldn't rally again in the monthly chart. And then finally made a low. Last year, this is terrible. It's upsetting to see this, at $2 exactly, around number $2 in March of 2020, screamed up to the high 13s, pulls back to the 8s, and now it's trading at 10.94. So I just thought I'd mention that. It's one I missed, but it was a question someone had asked me, is it too late to buy? Just risk reward. It is leg C, it still has to make a peak D, but that could be a pretty sharp pullback because of this is another reason I didn't have time to write this up this morning. It's a Chapman wave cup and ladle breakout pattern, which says it should go to at least a D before it pulls back to the support in the sports in the low 10s. Ay. Sorry, folks. That's what I did. I missed it. It's just that was a beautiful situation. All right. So Paul says, let's go to this NVIDIA, trading down 3 at 301, on a split basis, you could say. All right, and now here's the question. No, it's a statement. The real story behind NVIDIA is about to be written. I'm watching this one close. I've never seen a stock more hyped in my life, and that's 35 plus years I was around. I was around when no one had cell phones. You know, it's in the semiconductor area. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying here. Hyped. If it's hyped and it does the job, that's one thing. When it's being hyped and it stops doing the job, that's going to be another. So all I'm saying is be careful. Don't let your emotions get in the way. Right now, it's having consolidation from the 323.10 high. 314 was the round number high just before that. So 314 is the level to watch. Oh, what a storm outside. Wow, that just came about. All right, next question I had it wasn't so much a question, it was a statement. There it is. Hi, Basil. You continue to bring up the fact that the SMH is a critically important indicator for overall market direction, but also have several big missed predictions on an SMH pullback based on chip shortage, challenges, and fundamental size. So let me just clarify that. We have had short position on the SMH is very successful. What I've been talking about is that when it made that, for instance, when it made that peak D back in October, underneath the cup formation 276.69, August the 16th high, semiconductor ETF, it pulled back to 248. That's a 30 points. That's a serious 13-14% correction. Then it hit peak D, pulls back for a day, and then starts to move up and just snaps right through. I was about to short right here, 305.95 that very day. That was on Tuesday. And I decided that there's still residual strength. You've got to be really careful. I like to do it when my risk is ameliorated by my technicals. I didn't have the technicals, just my notation. So that would have been a great short because it pulled back quite sharp the next day. But now it's running. Now I've got my eyes set on something else. So now he goes on to say, I also agree with SMH being a critical indicator of overall market trends for sure, the QQQ. So forgetting about the fundamental side and the chip shortage assessment, how does the Chapman Wave monthly and weekly charts look on the SMH? Thanks, Kevin. So, Kevin, I always like it when you give me a kind of a cogent assessment, a critique. I like a rather than critical. I love a critique because it creates an environment that says to me, okay, these are the areas that you disagree, these are the areas that we agree. That's much better than just saying, oh, that was terrible, because in fact I've used the semiconductors, I think, pretty well for subscribers as an indicator, and even the very shorter term projections. No, I did not go long. I should have been long. Even now you could still have been long and then decide what to do. But to your latter point, this single leg up A from that peak F top of 276.69 back, I think, what was it I say? I think I said August, September. Look at that pullback to the 249s, and now it's got a single leg up. Is this G or is it C? And I've had so many stocks that have used weekly Chapman Wave. Here we go. Inside, there we go. So this is that we've got a peak D, and within 3 bars, it happens to be weekly, but it's 3 bars, it makes a new recovery high. Then it goes to an E and an F. Could be an alternate count F/B because it pulled back and didn't come anywhere close to the low that started the move, which was at 242.09, the 23rd of July. And then it breaks out. So I've done this over so many times now where I've looked to the left side and said, hey, this is a Chapman Wave instant restart. I think I have to call this an alternate count. I don't have to do anything because it's the daily that's going to dictate the weekly chart as soon as there's a breakout above 306 or a slide under 288. So I'm right here calling this a G/C, and the monthly chart is F/C. So the longer-term charts are still very positive. It's how do we deal with the short? I'll be back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Oh, and I never even had a chance. I wanted to talk a little bit how relation of music that I went to yesterday with the Boston Symphony Orchestra kind of relates to a lot of the chart patterns that we're looking at. Maybe I'll do it on Monday. So I got a note here from GT saying, China accounted for more than 17% of the global economy in 2020. Its onshore assets remain underrepresented in global indices. Chinese stocks make up about 4% of global equity indices, while Chinese bonds make up around 7% of global bond indices. That's very interesting. Yep, Baidu's having a little bit of a bounce here, but it's stuck in a range, just like the FXI, which is this is the large cap China ETF. It's really stuck between 42 and 38, and it's trading at 41.27, down 27 cents, the FXI. So that's that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't actually know what to say about it, because the question came up, why were they at different levels? The VIX index, the UVXY, that's the trading vehicle, and there was another one, the SVX, I think it was. So I'm just going to say, there are times when people are looking at different contracts in the different months, and that could impact the VIX index. It could, in fact, through the futures and through the options, that could impact as well. So I don't really have an answer to that. I know that every once in a while we get these huge discrepancies. It's real tough to explain. But the VIX index is at 16.81. Let me just do this as a summary, and don't forget, right now you're going to go to Larry Pesavento. You've got Thinkorswim, Steve Rhodes. I think Steve did his show at 8 this morning, so it'll be recorded and played. And then you got Dave White, and you got Tom O'Brien. So great programming, so stay tuned. So the VIX index, if the VIX index happens to, it's at 1680. If it pulls back under 1660 with the market starting to rise, that'll be good for a nice close today. If at any point there's a sudden slide, the Dow's only at 41. If the Dow suddenly starts to go under plus 20 into a minus 20 or more, that just says there's not enough room there. This consolidation has been unfolding, and it's just impacting each segment individually. So I think this is going to be the same thing next week. We'll see. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Check out my opening call daily newsletter, and stay tuned.